Hello. Thank you for watching Bougie Bayou Witches Podcast.
My mind run deep in my thoughts when I didn't have it. Sleeping on the floor, wishing it was a mattress. Now I'm in Hollywood with actors and actresses. For everybody bougie, latest trends and fashions. I'd rather keep it a buck, 100 if you ask me. I was trying to pay the bills just like last week.
Hello, this is Tony with Bougie Bayou Witches Podcast. We're going to be talking about dating Mommas Boy. I have my co-host here, Kamona, and also my guest,
Jerry Tubbs.
Nisha.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And what I'm going to go ahead and ask y'all is, what exactly do y'all feel is a Mommas Boy? And how do you define this in a context of dating? Get started with you, Nisha.
Well, I feel like that they can't do anything without having their mother first, getting her first opinion, what she thinks or what she likes. And then they will also never live up to the standards of what their wife is supposed to be. Their wife is supposed to be their mother, when actually the wife is supposed to be the wife. And once you leave the home and get married, it's Christ, husband, wife, then mother, then children, then mother. You know?
Okay.
So
Right.
it's a lot of different advantages, but I just think that some guys just mothers will.
They influence their decisions.
Yeah,
The mamas will be their woman.
So, can you all define what you consider to be a mom's boy? What's your definition of a mother's boy or a mom's boy?
Well, for me, I believe for me, my definition is a person who, like I said, get guidance from their mother and take that basically next to God's word, and then from there try to live his life accordingly to him, but at the same time refer back to his mama.
So, somebody that you say that always have to include their mom in all of the decisions.
And
Okay,
stuff like
okay,
that.
okay. I understand. I mean, what I would consider their mom's boy, because to me there is a fine line between someone respecting their mother and someone including their mother in every single thing. Like, oh, okay, well, let me check in with my mom. Let's see if my mom did my laundry, or it's just always mom. So,
or let mom move in.
You think that's crossing the line? Like at a certain age. So you said let mom move in. Like, what's your definition of that standard?
I experienced that, and it wasn't. We didn't talk about it. It was something happened, and I'm getting evicted, and I need somewhere to go, and I'm like, I'm not responsible for your mother. Your mother's responsible for herself.
Exactly.
So
Okay, I see. Now, what if he was just really just trying to help his mom out? Because we all fall as humans. We all fall, down sometimes. We fall at hard times. So he was just trying. I mean, this is somebody that actually birthed him. So maybe he was just trying to help his mom out.
When you slip and fall in coals and you get money and you spend it.
With that being said, Mama, I'll help you find the place.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. I think if that was me on the Mama's Boy thing, because I've been with a Mama's Boy, I'm pretty sure we all, from time to time, have.
So what was that experience like?
It was like every time Mama called him, he runs and jump, and I'm just like, why every time your mama call you gotta go run and do what she gotta do, and she got a whole grown husband over there?
Oh,
or man,
okay.
I just didn't understand it. Like, why she can't ask her husband to help her out? Why is she always calling this certain particular son? She got a couple of sons, but she always calling this one son to help her out financially and help her out with any and everything. Okay. And I didn't understand it.
Maybe it's because she could depend on him, maybe?
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is because he's dependable, but at the same time, if she got a husband, what is he there for?
Ooh. Husband, what you was doing?
I feel like that's when the husband can step up, or might need to ask his sons to help out if he can't step up. But,
I want to add on to that.
Okay.
My mom had 3 boys, 1 girl.
Okay.
And now, I guess I'm considered a mama boy. And we talked about building houses before and stuff like that. Okay. And, in conjunction, having of course, what do you call it, in-law suite or whatever for my mom also.
Okay.
At your house?
At my house.
You gonna have an in-law suite for your mom to come stay at your house?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I've already had one, yeah.
So, It goes deeper for what we're talking about right now.
Right.
It goes. I mean, unfortunately, the one you're talking about, she had a husband and doing that. That's a different story.
Exactly.
I was raised without a dad, so my mom really depended on her boys to step up to be a man of the house,
right,
or whatever. And a lot of things that she taught us was basically like, get your stuff together, clean up. Do this and do that, be a man in the uniform. Women like this and women like that. She taught us certain things. So when we out there in the world, we say, well, I went to the military. My younger brother went to the military. And, we experienced everything in life, but at the same time, it's like we wouldn't did that if my mom didn't direct us in a certain situation. And yet she do call on me and my younger brother because we're the type of person who handle business. And yeah, she do spend her money at the casino and stuff like that and call me up.
Call you when she needs some.
Yeah, and I pay her cell phone bills.
Because they know their son's going to take care of them.
So I think, first of all, thank you for your service in the military. Yes. I think that what you just explained is more the lines of respect for your mom. And I appreciate that in guys, men's, that, still be there for their moms. Because I have 2 boys and they are so protective of me. Now, I didn't raise them to put their wife before me, but hopefully when they get older and get to that level, they don't do that. But they are, Mom, where you at? It's just, they are so protective of me. Yes. So that's the reason why I would say there is a line between, I respect my mom, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there financially. Whatever she needs from me, I'm going to go run, because as mothers, we went through a lot of things to make sure that they had, a good place to live. So that's just their way to show their appreciation for us. But I do understand the true definition of a mama's boy. Some of them just get carried away with it.
They do, because the mamas think they dating the sons.
Well, let me go back on that.
That's a whole...
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
It's the mamas out there. I be like, does she not know that's not her man, that's her son? Because it is some mothers out here that treat their son like they're their man. But I think it's probably because they don't have a man, and to them, their son is their man. So when they need any and everything done, they call on their son. Like their son don't have a wife or a girlfriend that they're trying to provide and do for.
Right. And which, in long term, it will raise that man to be more aware of a woman and their needs in certain situations. Now, there's a clash, yes, between having a girlfriend or a wife and then a mama. Yes, I witnessed that as well. But at the same time, I feel that as we evolve as people, we should be able to, say, okay, mama, cool that down. Okay, lady friend, cool that down, this and that. But the problem is, I think for the most part is, I'm going to speak on something personal. I fell in love with somebody who was just like my mom.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of men see that.
They want to see their mom and women.
Yeah.
And they clash big time. I'm like, that's the older version of you. That's the younger version of you.
Oh.
And that's the thing we was raised about, because, a male's first love is their mother.
Yeah. True.
A girl's first love is their dad.
Yeah.
So I asked my son, me and my ex-wife, we've been married for 17 years, got divorced in 2017 or whatever. Okay. But we stayed probably a mile apart, whatever.
Okay.
And them kids,
Yes.
We're good. So yesterday I asked him, I said, do you consider yourself a mama boy? He's like, yeah. Yes.
He was honest with him.
And then
they better be a mama's boy. I'm just playing.
And then he asked then he said, well, I consider Jay as a daddy's girl. I said, okay. He's asked me why. I'm like, well, it's for this topic. I was wondering. Because I do everything for him, but at the same time, here come Mother's Day. She get everything. Father's Day around the corner.
And I'm like, I'm just playing.
And see, I'm the opposite. Cause
I love my daddy. I'm a daddy's girl.
I'm a daddy's girl too. And I just... Yeah, anything for him, even though he has a ton of stuff. But so,
even though you're mad at me, I still love your daddy.
So as being a mom's boy, or somebody that's a potential mom's boy, what type of boundaries do y'all think that they should set up with on a wife level, girlfriend? We speaking of a wife. Like, what kind of boundaries should be put into place when it comes to the partner?
for me at the time when I was married, I had a house meeting. I made sure we had dinner. I invited her over and let her know, like, hey, you know, I do have boundaries in my household, just like you have yours in your household.
Right. Okay.
And the disrespect was real. Okay. So, you know, as for me, I told her, I'd let her know, I was like, I've been disrespected in so many ways. And then, you know, I won't disrespect you, but on that level, I was raised better than that, you know, coming from, you know, my mother. And, you know, she taught me better than that. But I think that, you know, as long as there's some common ground and there's no, you know, sneakiness behind your back and you two can agree, and, you know, you should be able to talk about it and get on with everybody in the household, not just wait till we just get along for a function. It should be all the time, because you're going to need, you know, they're going to need each other no matter what happens. But, you know, yeah.
And I guess you could say I need to learn boundaries. My younger brother, he got all the boundaries. He said, Mama, get out my house. I'm done.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
Respectfully, I mean, like, if that's how he feel, like, as long as
she's at her house all the time,
yeah, I just feel like he should be able to express how he truly feel respectfully, because at the end of the day, it's still his mom. But
and for me, it's the whole boundary thing is like, you know, I don't want to say I have a second bill, but at the same time, I do take care of my mom's.
Okay.
Yeah. But in the sense of, you know, having a wife, and, you know, there are stages to become a wife. And during the stages, your mom's like, I don't think she's the one.
So when that was going to be my next question. So if you're in love with this woman, and you know in your heart, mind, body, and soul, she's the one, but your mom disagree, how do you handle that?
Yeah, how does that go?
How is
You kind of play that gray area.
Okay.
And you play the gray area till one is right. And unfortunately, for me, my mom was right in this situation.
Oh, okay.
Because you know, mama's intuition's always right when it comes to these
women.
women.
Sometimes, not all the time.
No.
Because
okay, you're right, not all the time.
Not all the time.
It might be we don't like them because we might see us in them.
Exactly. Sometimes we project it on that woman. You know, insecurities. So it just depends.
And I can't, like I said, boundaries. I kind of was letting her in of, okay, there's my girlfriend, there's my ex-wife. They clash.
Oh, okay.
You know, and it's like, I come from, my mom was very peaceful, you know, growing up and stuff, and I don't raise my voice, I don't do that, we don't argue. Me and my ex-wife, we didn't argue, we just, you know, separate. Okay. So when you come to the ex-girlfriend in, she's so used to rah, and just kind of like, toxic. This is a string, you know, and I try to home everything down, like, you know, it's okay. She is my ex-wife. She is my baby mama, you know, but we don't have that connection. We done with that, you know. Right. There's got to be something. We treat each other respectfully, you know. True. And like I said, my daughter graduated. My son next year he graduate. And we go to games. We sit together and stuff like that. I mean, that's what a family does, because we hear we hear from our kids.
So you sit at the games with your ex-wife?
I do too. I sit.
Okay.
My mom and dad did that.
Nothing wrong with it, but I feel like if you're dating a woman, she has to be secure of the woman that she is, because some women are very insecure. They'll sit here and say, I'm very secure. They're not. But you'll know when you start being around that person that you used to be married to or dated, and it'll all
in the beginning it was hard. In the beginning we was on two totally ends, but last year I found ourselves in one circle, and it was a beautiful feeling.
Right.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. So. My mom and my stepdad and his wife did that for like years, all the way up to graduation, and you know he just looked awkward because he's in the middle, and then, you know, he had both his wives on the side, and they both had the same last name because she never changed her last name.
Same here.
Right.
I never changed.
If I changed it, I never changed mine when I was married.
I never changed mine.
Yeah,
I feel like it was.
I'm sorry. I was who I was.
Right. I earned that name.
Like, that's
how I feel.
Give my name.
But I'm named after my father, so I got to keep the tradition going. So I'm sorry. I can't.
I earned that name.
I worked hard for this thing.
Right. I did. You can have everything else.
But I have respect for for her before he remarried. I asked him if it was okay for me to keep it until I remarried. He said okay. So
okay.
Yeah, you earned that.
But
what you mean you earned it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I would like to have the name that I was born with, but I don't know. It's different because I see a lot of women do that.
Yeah,
I see them keep their ex-husband. I'd be like, if we're not together, I don't even want to have his name. But everybody's different.
I didn't mind to torture him for a while until I remarried.
Oh,
so I did that.
Torture.
I
want my
torture
name
him.
back.
And it was good on my resume.
And then, at that time, I did it because it was easier for the boys, because both my boys were named after him. So I'm just like, it was a lot easier. But now that they older, I don't have no excuse. I gave it back.
You got to give it back.
I will.
We don't want to give it back.
It's coming. Yeah. When I remarry soon.
Yeah, it's coming.
Okay. You speak that into existence.
Yes, indeed.
So it seems like that everybody has dated a mama's boy or either been a mama's boy, right? Have you dated one?
So he was mama / had a lot of respect for his mom, because he told me in the beginning that his mom went through a great deal of struggle with them. So if she ever needed anything, but he was open with me at the beginning of the relationship. He told me, like, my mom is everything to me.
Yeah, she's number one.
So I respected that, even the times that he couldn't go, I would go and help her, like with certain stuff, because I appreciate him telling me that up front. But there were times where I wanted him to be there for me, and he was actually there doing something for her. So
that becomes the conflict and pride.
Yeah, it was a conflict in a relationship at that time. But
and I sent mine right back to where he started from.
What about the mamas that always want to be at the house 24/7? They won't let their son spend time with their woman or their girlfriend or wife, and they just like they want to be around their son 24/7. What about those mamas?
So the sons that still live at home that bring their
girls over?
Well,
I won't say that they live at home. They can have their own place, but it's like mama always want to come be with them, come be at their house.
First of all, mama, why you need to be at his house all the time? Like, why? Yeah, I'm not gonna be. My oldest son has his own place. I go visit, but I gotta respect his place.
Yes, because what if you want to bring his woman over or something?
Exactly.
Yeah,
what if he just want to sit in his house and just do whatever he wants? No, I'm not gonna be.
Because see, my oldest son, he has his own place too, and I can count the times on one hand that I've been there, because out of respect. I don't know if he got a chick or somebody coming over. I want to be respectful and respect his privacy and let him do what he got to do. And I know that if he want to see his mama, he knows where I live. He can come see me. So that's just me. I guess I just never got into my son's personal business. Now, if they come to me and they tell me, okay, yeah, I'm that mama, I'm gonna be like, okay, now what's she doing wrong? I'll sit down and talk to them. But I'm not that type that's gonna be interfering in their relationships. And
that was gonna be my next question. Yeah. If you know that your son is dating somebody that's not meant to be a life partner for him, or that's a bad influence. Right. Do you step in and tell them and try to break them up and cause confusion, or do you let the situation play out as a mother or a father?
So if you know that the woman is no good.
You know that she's no good.
Now, if I know that she's no good and I see that she's no good for my son, I might interfere just a little bit. I'm not going to lie, because I don't play behind my babies. They're my babies. And I know they're grown men, but still they're my sons. They're my babies. Right. I might interfere if I feel like I need to, but for the most part, I'm going to let them fall on their own and learn. Then that way they can come back to me and I'll be like, I told you, son. Did I tell you? Okay.
I'm not going to tell them told you so, but I'm just going to like, I'm learning not to tell my boys, oh, I told you so, because they're like, some of them get offensive. But when you say interfere how? I gotta swing it back to you.
So do you need me to kind of like bounce her out your life so you ain't gotta deal with her no more? Do you need me to do a healing candle to heal you or something like that? But something like that to where nothing happened. If she one of them crazy ones that keep coming back, then I'll be like, okay, well, that's where mama needs to step in and help out. So I'll be like that.
Well, I feel like your mom gave you advice. That's stuff you gotta take heed to, because you live on this earth longer than you.
That part.
And therefore you have to say, okay, mama, what am I doing while I'm not seeing that you see?
Because he in love. So love is blind.
Love is blind. And then there's certain things called mama bear. And there's papa bear also, because I have a daughter. But that mama bear instinct kick in. and that's always intuition type thing. Like, oh, I don't like the way she spoke to you in this way. Are y'all okay and stuff like that?
Don't get me started.
And as they grow within the relationship, he gonna start seeing the relationship in a different eye because like, you know what, she do talk to me wrong.
She do.
So as a father,
I experienced that, but I didn't say nothing. I just kept my mouth closed.
So as a father, do you like if you see your son or your daughter going through that at the moment, do you interfere or do you pull them to the side and talk about it?
I pull my daughter to the side.
Okay.
And excuse the. Well,
Go ahead. Say it. Yeah, say it.
I say certain things. I said, well, I call her Boo Boo. I said, Boo Boo, the way I treat your mom, that's the way a man should treat you.
That part.
You said anything other than that, that's that's wrong. So I try to be the example of who she's looking for in a man. Now, the things that she do step in or she do whatever, I say, well, my job is to take all the BS out of the world for you to, thrive in life. Now, if you want that BS, it's there for you. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you when you're doing wrong. I'm going to tell you when you're doing right, And these are the steps. Now, my daughter, she ran into a few BS. And I'm told her.
Look, we all have.
Yeah.
But that's how we learn.
Yeah. What you mean? That's how we learn. There's a lot of BS out here.
That's how we learn.
And she's young. She's young. She got her head on. She just graduated from nursing school and started working and stuff. So she got it.
Congrats.
But now she come to me like, Daddy, I want your opinion because you see certain things I want, that I don't see.
Yeah.
And she get tired of hearing me say, I told you so.
Yeah.
We do be telling them.
And I think that's on the side of everything. Yeah, let them experience the world, but say, okay, don't do that. Get your credit right. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go out every night and drink and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just go and chill. Save your money.
Yes.
So I throw a little hints out there for my daughter. And my son, he wait till my daughter mess up and he's like, I ain't going to do that.
He learned. Because there is a fine line between sitting down and talking to your kids, don't do this, don't do that, because we experience it because we're older. But then there's a line to where you just have to let them bump their head.
Yeah.
You just have to.
For their mistakes.
Yeah. You just have to let them learn on their own. But no, I think more women need fathers to tell them, hey, watch out for this certain type of guy. And vice versa, because it
plays a good factor when you do. Because like me and her, we both have our fathers in our lives, and these are our biological fathers. And I'm telling you, I go to my daddy, I be like, Daddy, look, and he'll be like, no, you ain't supposed to do this and that. You ain't finna build or bear no man, I be like, okay. Yeah. And it's like when I meet a guy, all I can think about is what my dad instilled in my mind when it comes to a man. And,
I just go by based on how my dad treat me. Like Valentine's Day, he sent me flowers. Mother Day, he sent me flowers. I just go based on how my dad treats me. So that's what I expect from a man.
And for me, I tell my daughter, hold up before you call me. Let that man figure it out. If he can't figure it out, then call me.
That's true.
Because right now you belittling him and his ego and stuff like that. He's young, so he ain't gonna know everything I know.
Right.
So make sure he's like, okay, at his point of end, and then come to me, and then I'll do what I need to do. But other than that, don't run straight to me, because at the same time, you bypassing him, and he's supposed to be your man.
That's true.
Okay. Yeah.
That is very true.
Okay, so how can the dynamics of dating a mama's boy affect a long-term relationship goals dealing with, like marriage?
Just letting mama take over, letting your mother overstep her boundaries. Like a woman, me as a woman, and I'm sure other women would agree, we only got to take so much. We got to only allow your mom to disrespect us so many times or whatever the situation may be. Healthy boundaries needs to be in place.
Yes. How do you feel about that?
I feel, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
But at the same time, I think a lot of got to do with the similarities between your mom and your fiance.
Okay.
And my mom liked to bake, cook, or whatever. So at the same time, if a woman don't like to cook and stuff, I was kind of sort of just like,
We gonna say something because I know I'm a cook.
I know I like to cook and bake.
So both y'all be in the kitchen. That's the whole type of thing.
I ain't cooking nothing.
Mama gonna cook her, baby.
You're cooking what?
Mm-hmm. So,
spell it.
Now, my youngest son, he's a mama's boy, so I gotta make that.
And the piggyback of, like you were saying, as far as the long-term relationship stuff like that, I feel like the longer they get together or understand each other, the better your life is, because you don't want to be between each other, pushing each other like tension and stuff like that, because you want to have a happy.
I guess. I don't know.
So do you see your mom and your life partner being best friends? Is that something you want?
Ideally, yes.
Okay.
I didn't care for mine. Because me and her, we didn't get along. I had to tell him, look, every time your mama call, you ain't got to go running. She got another son. She got a husband. So I guess it was just something I had to get used to. And then I guess she must have knew I was getting in his ear.
That's my goal.
So she would pick on me, and we getting into it. We there at the house. I was like, I don't like your mama. But she loved. I said, no, she don't. She don't like me. She pretended like she liked me for you. But I didn't feel like she liked me.
So my younger brother, he's married. And his wife and my mom, they like best friends. Like she had a second daughter. And
well, that's what I want.
That's the idea for me.
That's what I want next go round.
Yeah. That way it will be less pressure on my husband.
Conflict. Where he got to feel like he got to choose his mom or his woman.
Yeah.
So
So what about you? What's your take on it?
Just don't do it. I guess I had enough of bad experiences for almost 16 years, so it's like I cannot. Okay. I just once I see.
So your ex-husband was a mama's boy?
Yes.
Oh wow!
Yes.
I guess there's a lot of mama's boys running around out here. That's probably why they used to have a woman taking care of them.
You put up with that for 16
years. We were really young. I met him when I was 18 years old.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I think. Well, funny story, personal story is that we lived close by. She lived with us at one point. Then we moved her down the street to where she can have her own space. Okay. And then she just kept interfering every day, coming to the house.
See, that's the point.
Spending
I don't
money,
want her living close to me. I want her coming in the house.
Just doing all kind of, things, trying to rearrange my house. And I don't do that.
So what was your breaking point? How did you sit down and talk to your husband? Did y'all have conversations amongst all three of you all? What was your breaking point?
So I think what it was, COVID did some wonders. So I said I was going to buy a house. So I ended up finding it. I told him we need to move. Uh-huh. So we lived in the suburbs. So I found a house outside of the suburbs. It was like 7 miles from me, Exburgian. I moved way across town.
I don't blame you.
So like he said, I found a house with the in-law suite, with the backyard, put a she shed, had, where we can just do our things at home. Wow. So she couldn't drive those 35, 45 minutes, at her age. But, he would run back and forth over there all the time. And then she just did something it was unacceptable.
Okay.
So what I ended up doing was I was like, okay, we had that last talk. It didn't change. I was like, well, I'm selling everything. We're done. And
do you feel she was doing it on purpose, or do you just feel that's just who she was?
That's just who she is in individual. So yeah, but like I said, it worked out. So he ended up back where he started, back at her house.
Wow.
And that is showing that his mama had a lot of trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all that stuff, and he felt sorry for her.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
she did. Yeah.
That's why I said some boys, men know that their mom have been through a lot, whether they in and out with men's money, whatever the situation may be. So they start feeling sorry. Mm-hmm. They feel sorry, but at the same time, us as women, me personally, I would not put too much on my kids.
Me neither.
Like my son, when he gets settled in his field. Oh, I'm going to give you the world. I'm all this and that. No, son. Do that for you.
Mm-hmm. I tell my son, don't take care of my mama good.
I appreciate the gesture.
I say the same thing. Mama, when I get somebody, I'm going to do this and that.
I appreciate the gesture, but
take care of you and your woman.
No, save your money. Get these things that you always said that you wanted as a kid. Like, do that for you. And I'm going to sit back and clap for you during the process.
Yeah, but my mother was fine because my mother was taking care of from a distance. Mm-hmm. So she was fine. So everything she told me that was going to happen, she should just sit back and watch it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, she was right. She didn't say I told you so.
She had the popcorn ready.
But she's like,
when do we learn? Yeah, we gotta learn.
We gotta talk.
Yes.
Yeah. But
as humans, we have to learn.
Yeah, we have to learn
sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'm done with the learning the hard way.
Okay. Yeah.
I hit this head too many times. I yield to. I stop at stop signs now.
I just roll them by and just keep going. Just like I'm not doing it.
Well, can y'all share any insight or advice from, I guess, like, you know, your experiences dealing with the situation for our viewers or listeners?
If you're in a situation to where you dating a mom's boy, I would say try to communicate. Because some situations, I don't think it's, okay, I'm just going to break up with this person or leave this person. Now, if that's what it's calls for, hey, you know, to each his own. Yeah. But I always say communication. Sit down, talk to your significant other, your partner, whoever, the mom, if you have to have a separate conversation. See if y'all can come to an agreement.
Mutual agreement.
If that doesn't work, you got to do what you got to do. But I think communication would be it set healthy boundaries.
Something that a lot of us struggle with. And we have to learn how to communicate.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Can you read that question one more time?
Yeah. What are some insights or advice from your previous relationships that you would, you know, like to share with the listeners or the viewers dealing with dating mama boys?
Or daddy's girls. Well, for my daughter, I would say the man that you're choosing, watch how he treat his mama. Watch how he treat his dad. Watch his moves, you know.
Watch how he treat his children.
Watch how, if he have children, watch how he is he paying child support? Is he on top of it? Is he there trying to be with his kids?
Spending time with his kids. There you go.
Yeah.
And, you know, it'll show you the type of man that he is.
Yes.
Now, for my son, it's basically the totally opposite. You know, I'm going to speak on my personal. You know, when you talk to your girl and like, when your dad, we ain't talked for 6 months. What? Is something wrong? Oh, he don't call me, I don't call him. Red flags, you know?
Red flags!
And like, where your mom at? We started talking 2 months ago. And then he was like, you know? Those are the red flags where don't go past, just stop right there.
One thing I'm adding to
run.
Watch how a person treat themselves as well.
Yes,
right.
Because how you treat yourself reflects on everybody else.
Yeah. But what if they treat themselves good and treat everybody like BS? Gotta think about that.
That's true too.
Still a flag.
That's still a red flag.
Some folks they'll show the world to themselves or treat everybody else like crap.
But I think you have to read between. People treat themselves really good, but is it a facade? Like, you know, I'm trying to, you know,
show
put up
an
image.
For the image for the gram or the TikTokers.
And that's when you gotta have discernment.
When I say treat themselves, how they pour into themselves, the self-love that they provide themselves.
Because here's the thing, and maybe it's just a woman thing versus, you know, me. The girl I was talking about, she said, I would never talk to you because you don't wear nice shoes.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to laugh at you.
And I'm like, so my shoes dictate how I'm going to treat you.
Oh, wow.
So my shoes dictate how I'm going to treat my kids or how I go about life. So I just broke down my credit score, broke down my income, broke down everything. I said, well, does that dictate a lot of things? And she was kind of just dumbfounded.
Yeah, I would have
I'm like, okay. Well, at the same time, you know, I'm not very materialistic, but I would take care of it. You know?
All right.
You know, I don't got to have the best, but when I want the best, I
you can go get it. I like that. Very materialistic. That's good.
If that's the type of guy that you was out there looking for,
then hey, you ain't
how
find
that
with
relationship
end? Because you know what?
How the relationship work?
Those guys that they be looking for, that be very materialistic half the time, they ain't even got that same money in their savings account. They got all this Versace, Gucci,
and they live at their mama house
or whatever, and Polo and stuff like that. But they stay at their mama house, at their girl house, or their homeboy house, their brother house, their sister house, but they ain't got their own.
That's
and not even so much of that they have so much self-respect for that, so much lack of respect for themselves. I've noticed people cover up in designer to show a lot of trauma that's buried within. A lot of people cover those traumas up with these designer things.
Yes.
But yeah, that was her loss. Her
loss. Because at least your credit good is hers good.
Exactly. I'm like,
it probably $400.
I'll take a good credit score over a pair of shoes.
You know,
because
and she can't even cook. You should have said, I don't want a woman that
she
can't
give you a bath of, potatoes and roses.
She should have thought like, okay, what's that credit score? Because if that credit score is high, we can use that in the future to get some good shoes. People don't think like that.
Our business,
So where I can have a whole closet full of shoes.
But he wasn't raised like
that. Women like.
That's true.
And if you never seen that before, so when a man comes in your life, a real man comes in your life, start throwing things like structure and stuff like that. You've never been structured. You think he's controlling you.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that ain't control. That's called being balanced.
Yeah.
You can't go out every weekend and expect to have money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have the flyest stuff and expect
have
money in the
Let
bank.
me tell you something. Them folks that make millions of dollars and stuff like that, sure enough, a lot of them do walk around with designer. But the ones who don't walk around with the designer that make money, you'll never know they make money because they don't walk around with that. Why? Because they too busy trying to save and invest in other businesses versus spending all their money on all this name brand stuff. A lot of times, the people who do be spending all their money in this name brand stuff, they ain't even got nothing to back it up. All they got is just that.
My daddy always told me, don't wear your money. Don't wear your money.
So true.
And don't eat all your money up either.
Well, you never know when money.
Right.
I ain't gonna lie, I spend a lot of money eating.
I do spend a lot of money.
Yeah, I know I do.
A lot of money.
I'm not even finna sit here and lie.
I'll go to the store and cook you a nice good meal and bake you a cake.
My best friend I'm getting better. That's my goal.
I got to start back cooking too. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't gonna start back cooking.
All right now.
I need to because I ain't gonna lie. I miss that home cooked soul food.
Just let me know when y'all ready.
I
went to the store yesterday.
Send me that man that's gonna cook for me.
That too. I need a man that's gonna cook.
I need somebody that's gonna cook for me. I clean up all day.
Right.
I ain't cooking.
Well, I enjoyed it. Nisha, was it something you want to leave for the viewers and stuff?
Just run.
Just run. This is what I'm gonna leave with the viewers. If you feel like you have a mama's boy, that's something I need to sit down and discuss and talk about. Because once y'all get deeper in that relationship, you can't get mad, you can't get upset because you knew it from the get go that you were dating or getting serious with the mama's boy. So at the end of the day, what happens. It's nobody fault but yours because you stayed there and you pursued it. So with that all being said. Anybody that have any feedback, drop your feedback down below. Like always, like, share, and subscribe. And until our next episode, bye.
My mind run deep in my thoughts when I didn't have it. Sleeping on the floor, wishing it was a mattress. Now I'm in Hollywood with actors and actress. Where everybody bougie, latest trends and fashions. I'd rather keep it $100 if you ask me. I was trying to pay the bills just like last week. I was trying to sell a deal just like last week. Trying to run plays and run it up like the mathletes. It's in my